Urban Arts is an amazing program because I definitely feel as though there is a barrier to accessing technical education. And Urban Arts definitely works to break that barrier and give underrepresented minorities access to this higher education.
Hello again, welcome back to the UAP Mario Maker 2 Invitational. Once again, I am Morning Track, and I'm joined again by unknown availability. We've got an incredibly hype match for you. Hype is mandatory. It's Lilkirbs versus Thabeast, a Season 2 rematch if I'm not mistaken. And I know this sounds crazy given the names I just mentioned, but unknown, this is the losers bracket.
This is. I know, in chat you're like, what? The losers match with Lilkirbs and Thabeast? Yes. So this is, in fact, a losers semifinal. The winner of this match will go face Doomsday to find out who will face IPK. And then, not only do they have to beat the next opponent, which would be Doomsday, they have to beat IPK twice. So whoever wins this one will go face Doomsday, and they have to win 3 matches in a row. So It is a uphill battle from here if I've ever seen one. IPK standing at the top. So I'm still very hyped for this match. And, you know, even IPK said himself that he thought Lilkirbs and Thabeast were gone. Oh no, they're still here.
They're still here, but beating IPK even once sounds tough enough. Beating him twice is another thing entirely. But now that you've mentioned all those other names, I think people understand why they're in the losers bracket. Somebody had to lose, and it was going to be somebody really good, and here they are.
Yeah, and, you know, chat's asking the questions. Who beat Kirbs? IPK beat Kirbs. Who beat Beast? Doomsday beat Beast. So the 2 people that beat these 2 people are in the way. So
right.
Again, you're looking uphill from here. It is nothing but hype. But I'm going to go ahead and give Track a little bit of a moment to do this real quick. I did this the last couple times, but I want you to speak about why we're actually here.
Yeah, we're here for the fun, the drama, the competition, the skill, all that stuff that we just described. But above all, we're here for the UAP's School of Interactive Arts, which prepares students for careers in game design. I was talking with Jason from UAP, who's in chat right now, actually, and he told me, as a sort of final project, each student has to act as a one-person game studio and make a game by themselves. Art, sound, programming, everything. Such a cool, comprehensive approach, and it's something you really want to support. It helps underprivileged students. Every $5 donation scores you a raffle ticket, and you get to help the next generation make more great games for us all to play. And I promise you, when you give to a good cause, you feel good. So you can't lose. Please donate.
Absolutely, and I know I felt good. Honestly, again, I've said it a couple times, and I'm going to say it again. It really resonates with me whenever somebody who wasn't even aware that it was something they wanted to do gets involved with a charity like this and finds something that they wanted to do, or they want to do for the rest of their life. Whenever this molds a future for a young individual, that means a lot. It's not even just that it's gaming, which we're all here for. It's got to do with molding the future of the young folks, the next generation, which is fantastic. So I love that. And without a doubt, you know, shout outs to Jason and honestly GSA for coming together and making this a huge thing. But it looks like we're getting underway now. Here we go, you know, 20 minutes on the clock, and the person with the most clears with 5 skips at their disposal will win and move on to face Doomsday. Words are becoming harder the longer this goes.
Well, I don't know about you, but you've been all day, even longer than I have. And frankly, I think you just run out of words. We all have a certain number of words per day, and you're well past your limit, my friend.
Right. But you know what? I will still keep up the words for the fans in chat as well as for these wonderful runners here. We are getting started. And right immediately, Lilkirbs manages to dodge the fire bar, and Beast starts over. So that is already a little bit of a disparagence there. Beast getting a little bit behind.
Yeah, and as we saw earlier, when the Beast lost by just 5 seconds to Doomsday, that little bit can come back to change the outcome of the match and maybe the entire tournament. And you said 20 minutes, 5 skips, that's right. Also, not like some of the previous seasons, best of 3, this is best of 1. And when it's best of 1, one mistake can send you home.
Absolutely. And we've seen that today in previous matches. Honestly, that's what happened with Lilkirbs, and what put him here is that one mistake. And just like that, look, Beast ends up taking the lead again. Just like that, with a slight mistake from Curbs, taking a death, going back to the beginning, but he does have the lore. He's not going to be too far behind, and he'll get this clear. There's no doubt. This level is going to be over soon.
Yeah, I really like watching the difference in approach between these two players. Not so much play style, but like emotion. You know, you see certain players, Curbs, IPK, a lot of body language, very evocative, look to the heavens, roll their eyes, right? So you can tell how they're doing by looking at them, but you look at the Beast and unflappable. Whether he's doing well or poorly, almost no difference.
Beast is a stone face for sure, but he definitely shows a lot of emotion in his playstyle. And chat's asking once again, and like we said at the beginning, the winner of this will go face Doomsday, which is the person that beat the Beast who put him here, to see who faces IPK. IPK is undefeated at this moment in this charity event right now. IPK did beat Little Curbs, so there is an uphill battle for either one of these competitors, but pretty much any of these competitors are looking with a certain shine and twinkle in their eye to get to the end here, because IPK is definitely one of those hurdles that you're just like, man, he's been throwing down the smack talk too at all the interviews. He's been
a little bit,
right?
Yeah, just a little, not like really rude stuff, right? But just little hints of like, well, these are the players I was really worried about, right in front of somebody. Having a little fun with it, and he's very polite about it, but you can tell he wears his heart on his sleeve, right? He tells you, he says exactly what's on his mind, and he's a great competitor and always entertaining.
Yeah, so Chad actually giving us an extra little fun fact. So not only did Doomsday beat Beast today, apparently he beat Curbs in the regular season match last season. I do remember that, as a matter of fact. It was not actively on my mind, but now that you mention it, I remember that. And so Doomsday is one of those folks that, in all honesty, we talk a lot about who is presently on the screen, and as well as IPK, and how they are top-notch. Doomsday has some amazing credentials when it comes to the people he's beaten. So Doomsday is definitely going to be, without a doubt, a hurdle. You're going to have to fight tooth and nail to get to IPK through Doomsday. And Doomsday wants back at IPK. He knows he can win. He knew that he had a chance going against IPK just earlier.
Yeah, look at that, by the way. The Beast with a death, and they're almost in sync now afterwards. Curbs has caught right back up, and from what I understand, Curbs, really close in a lot of these previous seasons. A lot of finishes second, third, fourth, always in the mix, but never quite pulling it out. But now, it's do or die. Has to win here to probably take one of those first place prizes that he's been chasing. Look at that, so close, right behind him into the pipe. Seconds separating them right now.
Oh, and Beast getting the clear first, and Curbs seeing the overhead thwomp and getting it seconds after Beast. So they are neck and neck going into this third level. So that is 2 clears apiece. Excuse me, 2 clears apiece. I'm sitting here thinking third level, 2 clears apiece.
Mm-hmm. And skips remaining, all of them, it looks like. Jeez. They are flying through these so far. Tough levels. No one's given up. Couple of deaths, but nothing too bad. Nothing stuck. Man, look at them.
The tactics that I've seen that is actually playing out really well for these competitors that are at the end here. Doomsday, Beast, IPK, Curbs. They're checking for power-ups. They are willing to look for power-ups. At different intervals. Like, you see Curbs right now, he has 2 damage boosts at his disposal right now. Where Beast is having to play the thin wire here and avoid a lot of hits. Curbs is just able to damage boost right through.
Yeah, he gave it right back there right after you said that. But you're right, that's a nice thing to have at your disposal. And I think they're thinking, I can get through a lot of these levels if I can take the one hit. A lot of them, as good as I am. That's almost just a free win for me. They are both in the same room. Look at this. The Beast checking the course and says, you know what? Never mind. I'm out. There's the skip.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's...
Same thing from Curbs. Look at that. Just a few seconds behind again.
The reason why they did that there is because they both killed the Magic Koopa. And they needed to use the Magic Koopa to get through. So the Magic Koopa was required. And Beast just coming into the level and boom, 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 done, getting out of there. Like, That's what happens with these super simple expert levels of like tech levels. They get in, and this is what can separate a lot. And here you go.
Oh, Curbs.
Curbs is dying.
Yeah,
so.
he's died twice. Once to the once for two. Oh, two different spikes got him. There's a third one. This is such a quick little stage. He knows he can't skip this. You have to go till you get it. There it is.
And those spike hitboxes are absolute trash in Super Mario Maker 2. They can hit you when you're well past them, and you're just like, how did that even happen?
Yeah, and I think that's what got him, and you can see the look on his face. Meanwhile, the Beast, who got through it in one, took a little victory sip afterwards, and you don't see, again, too much emotion on the webcam, but you see a little bit of, let's say, relaxation, relatively speaking, after that nice little run. Like it was nothing, like I keep saying. They do it like it's nothing sometimes.
Beast just skipped, and Curbs also skipped. So we both had them skip the same level, which understandably so. I believe Beast is down to 3 skips, and Curbs is also down to 3.
Yeah, the Beast, I think he tried the level a couple times, but then Curbs skipped it almost immediately, so now they're basically even again. And there's another death from Beast, and we're neck and neck once again. Yes,
that is correct. Because yeah, they both saw that level. They both saw the troll at the beginning. Off-screen Thwomps is the oldest troll in the book that you see all the time, and once you see that, I understand. You're gonna see nothing but more trolls, and it's gonna take you more time.
Yep, yeah. They know those warning signs. They have to know them. Playing the odds, and usually right, I'm sure. A lot of Bonsai Bills here. There's a death from Curbs, and both of them still stuck on this one. A lot of enemies to contend with.
And they died in the same spot, too. They went through the door, but they have to wait for the P-switch. So now it's just a matter of waiting it out to be able to land on those blocks and go to the Thwomp. Oh, that one moves. Okay.
Yep, right into the Thwomp, and we're on the other side. There we go. All right, almost through it. It's going to be a margin, again, of just 5 or 10 seconds here, it looks like. Oh, Curbs taking this time, doesn't want to mess this up. Smart. You've come all this way. You wouldn't want to lose the progress, but just behind. Just behind. This is so close. And look at that. The time flies. We're almost halfway done.
Absolutely. And while we have a second, while they're in between these levels, I'm going to go ahead and say we have a few more donations. We have Matsy Wolf with 1025, love from Wolfie Lions, Pack Pride. Also, I made the funny number, and then that got moved on by Anonymous for 356, Team Evans, and Good Luck Doomsday, and then Not Zelda 222. It's all twos, but it's an odd number of twos. What does this mean? Oh no. Hashtag Jimothy. And then Play Faye with $20. Go Thab, go. And PC Fangirl, one of the commentary crew, 505. So I know we are all still divided over evens and odds, but can I get a $5 from everyone who agrees that you should save Yoshi? Let's get a save Yoshi train going. And that's from PC Fangirl. Personally, I think you should kill all Yoshis. They're a tool to be used and discarded. So
harsh but true, harsh but fair. When you say we're divided, would you say we're evenly divided on the odds and evens?
Ooh,
yeah, there we go.
That.
I don't want to take sides here, but I want to point out there's only 2 competitors in this Invitational with numbers in their names, 721 and 31415, and they're both odd. So take that how you will. This Curbs, by the way, has taken the lead in this water level. Look at that. While we were talking about donations, Curbs snuck in and gets, I think, their 6th clear.
That is something else. They're both on 2 skips apiece, both at 6 clears. Curbs pulling just a little bit ahead, and getting a world record on that. I'm curious. Did Beast get a simultaneous world record? That would have been funny if like the world records were simultaneous.
So if you see no world record on one of these, by the way, what's your philosophy there? Take one shot and then skip it?
Well, there's going to be a world record on these.
Oh, right. It has to have them, right? For these ones in particular. But in general, on other speedrunning events, if there's no world record, do you take your chances? Do you try it once, get one look at it?
That is actually a very hotly debated topic. And meantime, Beast takes the lead back again. Curbs dying on the very end there in this windy level, the dark desert. So I personally think that skipping on a no time level is good after one attempt. I actually agree with that. Because you never know if you one-shot. Now, if you get to a point that you're like, okay, I have to take a lot of stops and things, you take the sacrifice. If you feel you're behind, depending on who you're going against, that's when skipping immediately would be probably more beneficial.
It makes sense. Curbs died again, by the way, after you mentioned that. Not a particularly difficult level, but as you mentioned, that wind just throwing off the platforming just enough. 2 little deaths from Curbs on a short level is all it takes for Thab to get right back into it, take the lead again, but still, the tiniest of margins. The Beast looking like they're going to head for another photo finish. Earlier, lost by 5 seconds. Maybe this one they win by 5. Either way, it's win or go home.
Yeah, and that would be something else if Beast ended up in another overtime. That would be something else.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the point is when you're like IPK, when you're like the Beast, or when you're like Curbs for that matter, you can lose, but it's going to be close. People aren't going to beat you by a lot very often.
Exactly, and I think you said it best earlier. There has to be one winner and there has to be one loser. Unfortunately, that's the way this works. So
yeah. Great players are going to lose. That's the whole idea of an invitational with players of this caliber, is you see great players beating great players. And one thing that's really pleased me, though, is I don't feel like we've seen players lose these matches. We've seen them win. We've seen players play great on both sides, but someone play a little greater. It hasn't really been marked by significant mistakes. It's been marked by great play.
Yeah, so right now they're having to get through this with a triple jump and not take damage. There you go. They have to keep their... Oh, gotta do ground pound cancels.
No. Yep, and Beast says no. Beast is skipping. I think that brings him down to 1, and that could be the choice. This could be the divergence, like we talked about last time. This could be the choice that makes the difference in the match.
Yeah, if Curbs beats this, that is a pretty sizable thing. It's not just a simple skip at this point.
Oh, 1 left, though, and with 6 minutes left, I can understand the decision. It's right on the line, right? You have 1 more. It's not your last one. If it was, I don't think we would have seen it with 6-7 minutes left on the clock. But if he can save that last one, get through a couple more clears, get down to a couple minutes, suddenly a lot of that risk is gone, and he'll be glad he did it. And he's still tied. Curbs hasn't cleared it yet.
Yeah, and Curbs took a death at an unfortunate time there, and Beast ends up clearing the level that he's on. So this is going to be where it's going to be really interesting, because if Curbs beats this level is taking an exorbitant amount of time. It really isn't an easy clear for him, so he has to do a lot of things. There's a lot of wait, there's a lot of going through doors, doing P-switches, there's a lot of end-arounds, but if he beats it this try, that next level, by seeing what Beast did, Curbs is going to beat it fast. So he's going to have an edge with an extra skip. But at the same time, if Curbs dies here, it's almost assuredly in the favor of Beast.
Yeah, and if there are no more particularly difficult levels, and both of them end with skips, well, then the Beast is going to look like the smart one. And right now, he's at 8. Curbs is still at 7, still on this same stage here with 1 more skip. But will that be enough? Here we go, another big moment. This is around where he died before. The Beast on a completely different level, meanwhile, reaches the door. Oh, we're so close. This is big. He needs this clear. He spent so much time on this stage.
Yeah, he has more damage boost this time. He has a damage boost this time, so it's a little bit better for him. But unfortunately, he can't take another hit. He has to have Big Mario. Okay, that's what it was. He didn't have the Big Mario, so he died there, and he gets the clear, so that is fortunate, but...
Oh, the Beast! Right in front of the flag!
He needed the SMB2 mushroom, so he was further than it looked. He sees the flag, he knows where it's at, but he's going to have to cheese it, pretty much. He's going to try and get the SMB2 mushroom out as far as he can. That's rude.
It is. Just raining down Goombas. The logic in these levels can be a little silly sometimes. I admit it's a little arbitrary, you know, 3-story bullet with teeth, sentient donut? Sure, but, you know, Goomba's raining down, that's where I draw the line.
Alright, I think he's got it here. He's gonna hit this. take another damage boost, grab the mushroom, run as fast as he can, and still take a hit. Never mind. Wow, that is a lot of travel. And just like that, Herbs has taken the lead with clear number 9, but with 2 skips. Beast has none. Beast is at 8 clears. So this is unfortunate. He can't skip this level right now without taking
That is huge. He got so close again. I'm going to go full Bennett Foddy there and say, oof, looks like you just lost a lot of progress. And he, as you said, no more skips. He's at the mercy of this now.
You can technically take a -1 on your clears, but I'm going to say there is almost no
not this late,
in which
right? Yeah.
If you're going against Curbs, IPK, going against any of these later folks, you're not taking a -1. That's just going to put you too far back. But just like that, Beast did tie it. So we have 3 minutes left. Curbs is on this level now, and he's got to figure out the lore of getting to the end, riding the Goomba train all the way, and not getting basically slammed on the head.
And he's doing it. He says no. He's quitting much sooner, and that's it. They are in the same boat now, but the Beast has a little leg up on this next stage. There's a death right there, but he, again, ahead in the lore, as you say, even though they're ostensibly tied.
I'm gonna say that Beast just showed the most emotion on camera that he's ever shown. This is neck and neck though, just like that. And Curbs has no skips either, so we're on the same level. We're stuck here. So it's a matter of who clears, and possibly again another tie. And tell me, Track, what happens in the case of a tie?
It's the next untouched stage, first to clear wins. That's it. So anyone's game, even more than it is right now. And the Beast, the only overtime game so far earlier on, and lost by 5 seconds, could be headed for the second now here in the losers bracket, but this time they need to win it.
And you know, you've been asking me a lot of questions in this commentary booth. Let me ask you this question, because you're no stranger to competition yourself. Let's say something similar happened to you, and you got to the very end, and you lost in an overtime match, and you're like, oh man, I'm going into overtime again against a different opponent. Does that affect you? Do you have that in the back of your mind whenever you're headed into this next possible overtime?
I think you have to. And the real question is, does it make you more or less risk averse? Do you like how I answered your question with another question? Yes, that's the real question, isn't it? Because the Beast kind of played that level straight, that overtime level, right? Doomsday took the chance, and that boldness is what won them the match. So does the Beast do that again is what I really want to see. Do they play straight again? I want to say yes. I want to say that your playstyle is what it is and that you don't want to deviate it from very much and that the best players don't have to deviate from very much. But it's a question, and if they do take a risk out of character, that's going to be something to be very excited about. And it is looking more and more like we might have a tie. It's close.
Well, if Curbs has got to clear it this time, he can't miss it this time, because if he does, it's done. Yep. He might not even have enough time to clear it at this moment because it's
close. This is it. Oh, it's another one for the Beast. I think that might be it.
That is it. Yeah, there's no way for Curbs to get into the next match. So Beast takes down the win against Curbs.
Well, our hypothetical does not come to fruition. It will not be another overtime victory or loss for the Beast. That it came so close, though. These were 2 incredibly close results for the Beast, but he is not out yet. Curbs, on the other hand, played a great tournament, but just ran into just some tremendous players in the bracket.
Yeah, and with that, Beast is going to go on and meet the person who beat him in the previous in the winners bracket, or in the winners semifinals. So Doomsday beat him in the winners semifinals. Now he has to meet him again in the losers finals to see who goes to face IPK. So far, the Beast has not seen IPK this particular event, and Doomsday has. But we are joined by the Beast right now. GG's to you, sir. You are going to face Doomsday. Question, there was a real chance you were going into overtime again this round against Lilkirbs. Did you have that in the back of your head at all?
it was really hard to tell because I'm not watching the score just because I don't want to get like, if I'm ahead, I don't want to slow down. If I'm behind, I don't want to know I'm behind. So like I had no idea, and I was getting a lot of really bad levels, but it's hard to remember in this, like he's playing those too. So it's like, I felt like I was doing miserable, but in the back of my head, I'm trying to be like, well, he's playing these same levels, so maybe he's struggling too. So I had no idea.
Right. And I'll tell you, with, Lilkirbs just joined us. With that, I'll let you know. The score was 11-9. I'm sure y'all have know what the final score is. But it was neck and neck. Literally, it came down to Beast, you used out all your skips, and Curbs, you had 2 left and ended up skipping that last one and ending up on the same level as Beast, which is that level you ended on. Beast happened to get the clear and moved on to the next level and found the ending just as you were about to get to the ending of this level. Really, what made you decide to hold on to the skips the way you did? You really invested a lot of time in that one pseudo speedrun level that had a lot of stops and goes. What made you decide to invest that time in that level?
You're asking me, right?
I'm sorry?
You're asking me, correct?
Yes, that's to you, Kurt.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
yeah. There was that one speedrun level. I took damage. I just hoped. I shouldn't have hoped. I had a feeling that you would need it for the end. But it took a lot of time. It took about 2.5 minutes. I just decided to stick it out. I mean, I got the clear, but it wasn't worth my time. It really wasn't. And then even that last level there, that protect the boat one, I was stuck on it for like 3 minutes. I think those final 3 minutes, I wasted a lot of time trying to figure out what to do. And it's not like I could skip the level because I had already used them all. So yeah, I figured it out, and my gameplay just wasn't matching with what I was thinking, So it was just not my greatest performance, I'd say.
And honestly, that is a very humble way to look at it. And you have always performed at a very high level, and I think that is definitely what separates the higher levels from the rest, really. And that's why y'all have so much respect for each other. I know, as IPK, Doomsday, Curbs, Beast, 4 of the top runners who are proving that and time again. We only really had enough time for one question to Beast. I want to thank y'all both. Beast, you're going to be going on to face Doomsday to see who gets to face IPK for essentially a run of 3 wins. Whoever wins the next match has to go on and win 3 times in a row. So good luck definitely to you, Beast. Thank you, Curbs, for joining this event. It was fantastic watching you. And I do want to thank everybody for being here. Make sure you put !donate in the chat, as well as !SMM2 for the rest of the schedule, which is going to be 2 more matches. The final match is going to be commentated by Alt Insider and a special guest. I'm not going to tell you who. And we also have the next match, which is going to be commentated by Alt Insider and PC Fangirl. So they're going to be coming back and joining us in the booth. Again, thank you everybody for being here. Love you, and please stick around for the final 2 hype matches, the losers final and the grand final. Doomsday and the Beast will be figuring out who goes to face IPK here in a bit.